What would you tell a younger you about scaling early days, and then how do you actually execute it in your mind?
Yeah, so firstly, you need to be true to what the values and the culture is of the business and what you're actually trying to achieve. Consistency, breeds better performance. And so if you have something that you know is relatable and is going to influence people for the better, like Revo is, don't lose sight of that. So your matrix or your intuition questioning of going, is this the right thing for the member, actually is consistently quite good at making sure that you're making the right business decision. And when you're scaling, if you don't have a clear vision, you don't know where you're scaling to. So we have this saying E plus R equals O. So there's an event plus a response equals an outcome, right? So you know what the outcome is, which is the vision. The event is where we sit right now. So how do we respond, right? And we break it down in a really simplistic format to that. You're able to make really concise decision making on the way through. And then you look back and you go, oh, that actually made sense. And then you're able to iterate from there. We've opened 45 gyms in 4 years.
Yeah, it feels like a lot.
Yeah.
Does it feel like a lot to you?
Oh, mate, it's an enormous amount. Like, I mean, 6 and 8 years to then go to 45 and 4 is like an incredibly fulfilling but also stressful experience, because the reality is like you're putting yourself under immense pressure, but for the right reasons.
So you thought you'd add 3 kids to the mix with that?
Yeah, exactly. A 5 and a 2 and a 5-month-old. So yeah, that's
good.
Yeah, absolutely. I've got the full circle. It's great. No, they're wonderful.
Correct.
But the funny thing is, you don't do it without people and bringing people along the journey. And I think because my COO, who's one of the most incredible people you'll ever meet, the most grounded, humble, hungry person you'll see. He started with me as a casual employee when he was studying engineering, but he just got better because I didn't put a limit on what he was able to achieve or like what he wanted to achieve. And the same with Kaylin, who's our head of fitness and product, right? Like he just grew, but because they came along the journey, they know how it was built, so they can give meaning. They can give an understanding of why. And if it needs to be rebuilt, they know where to start the rebuild from, rather than just gutting it to the ground and then starting it again. Like that's how you build sustainable long-term businesses, right? You have a plan. You don't necessarily have a plan B, but you have iterations of plan A, right? Plan 1A, plan 1B, plan 1C. And then all of a sudden, 13 years later, you've got 54 gyms, and you look behind and you go, how did that happen? Because you just made consistently the right decision because you had the people in mind, and making sure that you are wanting to approach life the right way.
So that's how it happened? I was going to follow up with so that's how you've done it.
Yeah.
Sounds like people, really.
Yeah.
Like if I cut through it a bit, like people, backing people, trusting.
Yeah.
And yourself, and in the end, work rate too, right? Like, and that's probably what you started as a 21-year-old, but then if that's consistently what your business is about, people who work within the business carry that too.
Yeah. What you want to see in your people, you need to actually produce yourself.
Yeah. And
so if you want to be the person banging your hand on the table to get a deal done, that's the kind of behaviours that is going to be seen as acceptable within the company. That's not what we're about. We're about building relationships, building long-term sustainability within not only our membership base, not only our people and our employees and our friendship circles, but also with suppliers and everyone around us. You want people to wish you well. You want to be able to look down the path in 10 years' time, and you're walking down the street and somebody crossed the road and say, hey mate, how are you? Because that actually is the difference between doing something the right way and doing something for the sake of it and for an outcome. It is all about approach, in my opinion.
That was just a little teaser of our full episode. They're out Wednesdays on YouTube, and you can listen to them wherever you get your podcast. Go on, get out of here.